Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. I know it's only been about a week for you guys. This might be coming out a little bit later than normal for me, but it has actually been about 2.5, almost 3 weeks since I last recorded anything or did any streams. So I'm a little bit, disoriented. I had to travel for work, still recovering from that, but I'm excited to get back into it, get going on some more progress on this dry dock. I'm trying to get that filled out, and maybe we'll get the gate done today, or maybe we'll dig out the floor some more. But this is just going to be a quiet and relaxing stream for right now, and I just want to thank you all for joining me. This is Red Wolf 416. Let's get to it. So typically, I've been looking a lot at what dry docks, old like Victorian era dry docks were like, and they actually were open on a lot of them. They didn't have roofs. I was originally planning on doing some higher walls on this, a roof with some movable sections for like letting the masts of the ships go in and stick up above the roof. The problem with having a roof, though, is it's going to hide whatever ship is in here, and I'm not sure if I want it to hide the ship or not. I mean, that would be a neat little thing. You go into this boat or into this dry dock that's all enclosed, you see this massive ship, but I don't know. I kind of want to be able to see it more from a distance, and it'll be a little bit easier to build this if I don't have to do a whole exterior. So I've got some copper grate here that's going to act as the catwalk, I think. So I'm going to start getting this aging, and then we'll get to digging out some more of the dry dock, because we do have to lower it down a little bit. I want to make sure I don't back up into the water. I might not be doing the spacing correct. I think for best results, you should have 4 in between. I am going to be digging out the dirt. Those are just temporary. I think for best results, you're supposed to have 4 air blocks around, but I want to be able to get a few more pieces of the copper grate in here, because I have quite a few to do. So I'm going to do 3 in between. And, you know, honestly, if they don't finish aging by the time I need to use them, that is okay with me. I can just put them in place. I'm not necessarily trying to have it be exactly perfect from the moment that I get it put into the structure. We'll just continue here. And then we are going to have to dig out or get some more spruce and dark oak for doing some more of those walls, which is why I think that since I'm just getting back into the swing of it, we may just make this a relaxing digging time, lowering the lowest level of that dry dock there. I need to get more dirt. The music we're listening to right now is Stream Beats by, who's this by? Give me just a second while I check this out. By Harris Heller. Sorry about the little pause there in the screen. Stream Beats by Harris Heller. This is DMCA free. So hopefully I don't get any strikes against me in this. At least not when I'm downloading the VOD and putting that on YouTube later. Ten more to do. Pardon me, there'll be a slight pause here. Just pulling up a different screen on my other monitor so that I can keep track of my levels, make sure everything is as it should be. Right now we are about almost midway through May. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday real soon, just a couple of days. And then I know for those of us who have kids in school, the end of school and the beginning of summer break is just around the corner, which is pretty exciting. Looking forward to having the wolf cub home for the summer. Now this is a total of 52 blocks of copper grate, which is most likely nowhere near enough. And it's not even all the copper that I had. But I do want to save some of that for other projects, at least until I can get my hands on some more. So I will have to do some more digging for copper. Maybe we can get some more while we're lowering the floor of the dry dock. Looks like I'm going to have to make myself another shovel soon. Yeah, couldn't quite make it the whole way. Let's pick up all this dirt, and we'll go make another shovel and finish this out, and then we'll get to digging out that floor. No sticks in there, that's right. I'm a little disoriented. I forgot this is where I'm keeping my sticks. Oh, no iron in there. Let's see here. Alright, let's go finish this out. Get to digging with the pickaxe. Which, through Villager Trades, I have been able to get this to a Silk Touch Efficiency 4 Unbreaking 3 Mending Pickaxe, which is nice. Hopefully the coal and lapis and whatever else I can mine while I'm digging will be enough to keep this this pick intact. If not, I might have to come up with another way of building up the XP on it. Yes, I know that was pointless for me to organize the dirt like that. It's just one of those little things that I like to do. There's some more copper there. I can't even remember if I have anything in these. Still getting used to chest boats. Nothing in that. Ah, okay, that's good to know. Let's set down this adventure bed and get a little bit of shut-eye. Oh man, this pickaxe is so much better than using the stone or iron pickaxes. Just occurred to me, I've got Silk Touch. I may not be getting much XP with this after all. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. I can always put it in my offhand and dig out the coal with a iron pick or something like that. Oh, did not want to do that. We'll just put that there. Doing my best to not make this a hassle right now. So I will keep the water at bay as best I can. It just occurred to me I don't have my chat window up now. I don't really have any viewers that I know of, but I would definitely like to know if they do hop on. And since I don't have any, what is that? Did I just get a notification? I got a follower. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. I'm going to bring my chat window up. Apologize for the pause here. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I'm very new to streaming. I'm still getting used to this. There we go. Let's get back to it. I very much appreciate that. It is awesome. You are my very first follower on Twitch. It is extremely exciting for me. Let me forgive the little pause here I do. I'm going to get another window up here. I am a little bit out of practice on this. I'm bringing up my activity feed here. Well, to my first follower, thank you very much. I am afraid I would butcher your name. Gnewthyy. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that, but I appreciate it all the same. You rock. So if you didn't know, I'm working on building a dry dock here, a place where ships can be maintained and built. Just doing some world building. I learned that I may have to change the name of my world. I'm not sure. I'd gone with Oblivion, spelled with an A, Oblivian. The idea is it was going to be about a lost people, a lost civilization. However, that is maybe a little too close to another game name, and I don't want to have any problems with that, so I may have to come up with a new name for my world. We'll see. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. So, right now we're digging out the floor of the dry dock. I want it to extend down below the sea level here. The lore of this is that the sea level that it's currently at right now at Y63 is somewhere around middle tide. The high tide mark is this line right here on the walls. And I need to dig this down so that it is about at the low tide level. The idea being that the way ships are brought in is they wait until high tide, open some gates there. With the water having already been pumped into here, the ship gets towed in, and then they close the gates, slowly pump out the water, and turn this into a dry dock. And then once they're ready to leave again, once the ship has been maintained and is ready to be launched again, they wait until high tide and they let the water flow slowly back in. I will be making some portals along in here, make it look like there's some pumps and stuff, but that'll float the boat again and they'll be able to sail out. But because of that, because the lore is that high tide line is right up here, that means that in this surrounding area, I'm going to have to do a bunch of terraforming just to kind of give it that slimy, Pacific Northwest slime look that's on a lot of the stony shores that are there, where it's all just covered with seaweed and lichen and barnacles and dead fish and stuff. So there's quite a bit of work that's got to be done here, but that's okay. This is just a long process of my forever world. Just building this up. Also have to come up with a name for my village here, and after I finish this line, if you're still watching, I will pop up there and show you the village in the distance. Looks like I need to deposit some materials here. I need to start a new row of chests. Do I have any in my inventory? I do not. Alright, we'll just put the stone in here for right now so that I can make some more chests. Which, let's do that out of... I'm using the spruce, I'm using the dark oak. What I'm not using very much of is the birch. Let's make a few chests. There we go. Ah, I do have smooth stone. Okay. Or not smooth stone, but stone. Let's just get a few of these chests in here now. Then we'll deposit the stone. Grab this stuff that we left over here. Coal, I believe I have over here. Copper, we'll put here. What else do I have? I've got some dirt left over. I don't know if I really have a place for granite. We'll put it with the gravel. Let's go collect that other stone, and then I will give you a small tour of the village over there, and let's go back and check out my spawn island where I've got my tower. This is my starter island. Should have gotten rid of the squid ink, I guess, but that's alright. Alright, let's go get rid of this stone. I'll go show you the village where I've got my villagers stashed for now. And then let's take a little jog through the nether and get to the spawn island. I think what I will need to do, since you are my first follower, Gnuthii, or however you say your name, I apologize if I butchered it. I'm gonna have to make a special area for you in this village. Like, you might be the first shop, or at least the first shop owner, once I get some name tags. So if you're still watching, let me know what kind of a shop you want to have in this village, this Harbor Town village, and I will make it happen. I'm not sure exactly when, but I will make it happen. I forgot to leave all that stone there. That's okay. I've got some chests over here. I'll probably need some over here eventually anyway. This is the village. This is going to be a harbor town, specializing in building ships over there. It's going to be expanding out. We've got a pretty sizable farm going on here with potato and beets and I think carrots in there. It's what the villagers wanted. Whatever the villagers wanted. You can see I've been able to get a couple of mending books. I was able to get myself a mending villager. That was the first thing I was going for, but I did get a couple of other good villagers here. So if I come down here, I have them tucked away with a bit of an airlock here. So you can see I've got a librarian with mending. Got a weaponsmith. So I was able to get up to a sharpness 4 by buying lots of these swords here. I haven't gotten myself a diamond sword yet. I don't have enough emeralds for that. I need to trade with this guy some more. Potatoes and beets. Maybe I'll get myself a diamond sword. What else did this guy have? Oh, that's a diamond sword of smite 3. Okay. I could also get a diamond axe for 17. So we'll keep working on these guys, that's for sure. I also got to come up with a villager breeder so that I can get more workstations going. But that's what I've got here so far in the village. Take you on a little tour over here. Get you to my main island where I did a few of my first builds. The first time I mapped out this this portal, I went completely the wrong compass direction. I needed to go south, and I went north. Went to the right coordinates in the wrong direction. I transposed the negative signs for my X and Z, and ended up over 2,000 blocks in the wrong direction. But it was a bit of a happy accident. I ended up at the edge of a lake or an ocean, and you could just make out in the distance a mushroom island biome, which is honestly one of my favorites. I don't care for the mycelium on its own, but I do like to cover it with grass. It's very beautiful. It's about the same saturation as jungle grass, so it's very vibrant. And let's see here. So I like to cover it with grass. You save some of the mycelium, and that is the only block that mushroom cows can spawn on, which means that you get a renewable source of beef without having to breed cows. All right, so here are my dogs. I don't have any name tags yet, so they're all named Dog right now. I'll show you my tower here in a minute when I get over here. Decided to keep the noisy animals separated over here on this little bit of land. So I have my little chicken nugget factory here. And some cows and sheep. I'm not doing any shearing of the sheep because I don't have any grass blocks over here yet. But still breeding them up. Lots of cows. I should actually probably get some more cows. And then over here, this is my pride and joy. This is the ancient tower. Nobody knows what its origin is or how long it's been here. It could. Oh, that startled me. It sounded like a bow shooting. It was just a dispenser. But nobody knows how long it's been here. It could have been a couple hundred years, could have been a couple thousand years. Its origin is lost to prehistory. All we know is that it has some magical capabilities. Eventually, some hermits or caretakers occasionally would come over here, so this hut was built. This is my starter hut. Just a little simple storage area. Not a whole lot of organization. That's going to end up going down into a mine, but also it's going to go across to this cave system. Man-made cave system right now. That part in the basement, it comes down right here. And I want to have it feed over to here. And this is where my nether portal was. This is going to be a tunnel that continues through and up. And I did a bunch of terraforming, so you can see it's a hollow earth right now. But we've got... There's my iron golem killing area for my iron farm. So for now, the lore is that at some point in this ancient tower, a builder, an engineer moved in, and he decided to take advantage of some of the magical capabilities of this tower, and he built this iron farm up here. But I'm not sure if I like the lore that I've established with that. So we will probably be changing that. I also don't like the way these lights are lighting up the outside. It kind of makes the whole outside look like a candy cane at night. So I may be taking out a lot of those torches, especially since I don't really have any spawnable area up here anymore, other than the golems, which I will keep that lit up. But the iron farm might get moved. The reason I put an iron farm here is this is smack in the middle of the spawn chunks, which means that at any point in time where I am playing in this world, I am getting iron. And because of that, I actually have a fair amount of iron built up. And I haven't finished it yet, but I need to make an auto crafting system. So you can see I am absolutely swimming in iron here. Let's make a couple blocks. And let's get all of these out of here. I'm gonna bone meal these up here really quick. Well, as many as I can get in there anyway. Ah, extra materials. Good to have. This is my vine farm because I didn't have moss at first, and this is my way to make mossy cobble. Down here is the beginnings of a mob spawner, which again, I'm not sure if I want to keep this. It's something that I started on, but I'm not sure that it fits with the lore of the tower. I may be getting rid of the idea of an engineer having been here. This was going to be the collection area for the mob farm. As you can see, there's also a spawn chunk here. But I don't know. I think I want to actually turn this into an open area and put a mysterious crystal or orb there. Something that is just a bit more dramatic, a bit more interesting than an engineer who came in and built some contraptions. I may make it so that all the engineers' work is in the village, the harbor town, or in one of the neighboring villages. We'll have to see. This was my strip mining area. That's where I managed to get a lot of my diamonds. But that's not that interesting. Just wanted to show you what I have going, the amount of work that I put into this. And for now, I think I'm going to get back to my island, or not to my island. I am at my island. I'm going to get back to my village and start working on that dry dock just a little bit more. Yeah, we can put some more in there. Excellent. Probably almost time for me to sleep again at this point. Not quite. I will head back to that village. Still got to come up with a good name for it. Harbor Town just doesn't quite do it. Now, I've said before, I spent a lot of my childhood in the Pacific Northwest. Big fan of Port Townsend in Washington State. It's cool because Port Townsend also has what's called a chandlery, a place where they would build boats, and you could actually go and take boat building lessons. You'd build a little wooden dinghy. Now, I'm not a sailor myself, and it's one of those things that is very interesting to me, though. I'd love to learn more. I would love to have lessons. I would love to learn how to build a boat by hand. But it's just never been in the cards. Now, the only unfortunate thing is it is a bit of a hike from that portal over to the shipyard. But I think once we get this built up a little bit more and have a road along in here, it won't feel so bad. I do have a horse that's tamed over here and tied up. I got him from over there, but he won't get in a boat. So I have not been able to get him across the water here, and I have not taken the time to build a bridge for him either. Alright, let's get rid of a few of these things. I've had a few raiding parties, well, not raiding parties, but pillager parties come through here. Always been a bit of a surprise when they do. And I need to do some serious organizing, don't I? These guys can get out of here. This can get out of here. These can go. Let's put these here. Yeah, we'll put this barrel here. That's a little better. A little. Alright, let's get back to digging. I'll put this, nope, not that one. This one right here. So that I can actually start getting some XP back when I do something like this. Gotta keep that diamond pickaxe healthy. There we go. So I haven't decided exactly how far down I need to go. The ship that I'm going to be putting in here is not fully designed yet. It is going to be kind of a merchant schooner is the style I'm going to be going for. I was for a while thinking of styling it a little bit more after a Roman trireme, just because those have straighter edges, a little bit easier to do in Minecraft than a schooner, perhaps. But honestly, the look of a schooner is really what I'm going for. There are accounts of schooners that were lumber transport, which that is also like the major commerce for here. I have an area that I've clear cut they used for building this. There's also a village up in the taiga over that way to the north and a little bit west, and that is going to be like the main logging camp for this village. It's all going to be workers from this village or from this town, city even, possibly, that went over there, and they are the ones cutting down the trees and getting the supplies for building these ships, which is the main export of this town. So actually the amount of ships, or I should say the variety of ships that this town will be making, I want it to be pretty diverse. I'll have some ships in the bay here, different varieties. But for now, I'm focusing on the main one that is going to be in the dry dock. And that's the one that I'm thinking of doing a 3-masted lumber schooner. Found a couple of resources online with some good plans for them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Of course, the difficult part is translating that into Minecraft with 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter blocks. How hard to get the detail work in there. These are some water pockets that I had covered up earlier in some places with the cobble, and now I'm encountering them again. It's going to make life a little difficult, but that's just part of the process, I guess. What I need to get is I need to get a fortune pickaxe. That'll be excellent, and then I can get even more copper and lapis. I must be... Oh. We'll do this row and one more, and then we'll go deposit our stuff. I may have to empty my suit of armor out of my inventory or something, just to make a bit more room. Let's, well, I can't pick that up. I'll pick it up in just a second. I was going to make those stairs a little bit easier to navigate. Making sure I don't have anything in here that I shouldn't. let's deposit my armor. I have this many anvils because I am, or at least was, planning on using them as decoration blocks in the dry dock. Not completely certain that I'm still going to do that, but you never have too many anvils, I guess. I mean, I suppose you can. Let's see. Make these stairs a little bit easier. Just put this back over here in the spruce. There we go. That there. Now we've got a bit more room in our inventory for things. So, just so you know, I generally keep these streams fairly short compared to what other streamers do. A lot of streamers will do 2-3 hours. I just can't afford that kind of time right now. Having a day job and a family. So, this will be probably right around an hour by the time I'm done. I'm going to finish out this layer, digging down, and then I think I will have to call it a night. But at least we're getting back into it. This will give me enough to get something out on YouTube tomorrow. And I do have a video that I am editing together. It's more carefully crafted than just a stream like this. So that might be able to come out by this weekend. So if you feel like it, check out my YouTube channel, RedWolf416. Greatly appreciate it. But again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the follow. Those up. I cannot bring myself to let blocks despawn, even if I have way too many of them. Just seems like a waste. I still have my adventure bed. I do. Let's get that laid down. So, I'm not opposed to laying down a bed and then picking it back up when I'm done with it. Worst case scenario, if I die without a bed, my main starter base is on the spawn island. Means I just end up back at a safe place, and I might have a little bit of a trek to come back to get my stuff. It's happened already, at least once. Died in that mountain over there thanks to a sneak attack by a creeper. But it was not a problem. I was just able to come back. Not only was it far enough away that the chunks unloaded, and therefore I didn't have to worry about my items despawning, but I was able to get back even within 5 minutes. It was not a problem as far as items despawning. It was just the frustration of losing the levels. I forgot to use iron pick on that coal. Better do this now before I forget. I need to rebuild a little bit of that pick back. Every little bit helps. You know, while I was at my island showing you around, I probably should have killed some of those cows to get some steaks. That'll have to be for next time, I guess. We are nearing the end of this stream, only a couple more minutes left. Well, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, if you are joining me or still watching, is there is, right out here, this area of land where I cut a lot of the trees out. Any small trees I cut out, any large oaks, I left them. This is going to be the, what would you call it? The expensive neighborhood in this town. They're separated by a river. They're going to have a bridge to come over. There's going to be a lighthouse there, but it's like the type of place that you'd expect to find a golf club and or a country club. And if you drive in there with the wrong car, people might look at you weird. You might get the police called on you because you just don't belong. But that's where the elites live. Time period that I'm going for is, well, across the world, it's going to vary. This particular town is going to be somewhere in between Victorian and medieval village. There are going to be some almost steampunk-like elements to it. But it's gonna look more like a medieval town. So ideas like having water pumps in here, they are gonna be more manual water pumps. They're not gonna be driven by any kind of power source other than manpower. So we are gonna have to build that sort of structure in there, maybe do a pump house with what looks like a wheel that needs to be turned. I do have an armor stand mod that I plan on using. I am going to be using a lot of villagers and restricting their movement and stuff, but I am also going to be using this armor stand mod, same one they use on the Hermitcraft server. Fantastic group of people there. Same one that they use on the Hermitcraft server, so that I can just add a little bit more life to this village. Let's see here. I think that I'm going to put these away. And then there's something that I am neglecting that I really need to do. Is I need to make a sign so that I can remember the name of my first Twitch subscriber or follower. Let's see here. I don't think I have any glow ink. I can't really highlight it. We'll do this out of oak. I gotta make sure that I don't break this sign. Now maybe you can be the foreman of the shipyard. Maybe that'll be it. I guess I better actually make the sign first. All right. I will also write this in a note, not within Minecraft, so that if I ever break this sign on accident, which will probably happen, I will remember your name and I can make a build. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. I need my armor. How many arrows do I have? 54. That should be good. Where'd they go? Oh boy. I was not expecting this. Oh, they're moving fast. I better not give them the high ground. I am not very good at PvE. I gotta keep my distance with these guys. There we go. Alright. Minimal damage taken. Lots of XP. Got a bad omen potion. Awesome. That is my second one of those. Let's go pick up any stray arrows. I think that's it. Alright, that was exciting. Where was I? Let's get that. As I was saying... let's see here. We can shorthand this. As I was saying, I will put this in a note elsewhere on my computer so that I don't lose track of it. Oh, come on. All right, let's do this. Character limit on this is killing me. All right, first Twitch follower. GNEWTHYY. Done. Okay. I will make a note of that also. Off my computer or off of Minecraft, because I know at some point I will break that sign without even thinking about it. That would be sad. So I want to remember that, and I will put something special in this world for you. Oh, Bad Omen 2, Bad Omen 3. Oh, nice. All right. Well, let me get all this armor off and give a proper farewell. Let's come back over here. We'll take a look at the dry dock one more time. We only went down by one layer, but that was because we did a little bit of a server tour, but that's okay. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this. I really appreciate it. I especially appreciate the follow. You are awesome, and I look forward to seeing you again. And it looks like I'm going to need to go to bed here. So, both on Minecraft and in real life. It's getting pretty late for me. So, it's great seeing you guys. Take care. Look forward to seeing you again. Let me end the stream. All right. Take care, everyone.